Hey YouTube, so this is Pixel Pixie, and for my first video on YouTube, I really just kind of wanted to do a review of this game that's called City of the Undead. And this game, as far as I know, is fairly new to the App Store. Um, at least I hadn't seen it before. And this is a game, if you like RNG, monster collecting type games, this is definitely one that I think you might want to check into. Um, as far as I know, I think this game was created in Europe, and just the overall polish of this game is really good. And it didn't seem like there's that many people talking about it on YouTube. There's a couple videos of people just gameplay videos for the first 15 minutes of playing it or something. But I actually kind of wanted to give these guys a review. So maybe if they're searching YouTube for some input from their customers or from their players, I should say, that maybe I can give them some insights. But this game, I personally, I get really addicted to RNG type collecting games. I find it fun to kind of collect all the different characters, and um, especially if they do events where it's like a special edition character that you can collect or something like that. I get really kind of into that. And I love video games. I love console games, but I'm the mother of a 1-year old that unfortunately takes up most of my time, so I don't have time to sit at a console and play for, hours at a time like I used to. So mobile games are kind of filling that void for me. And there's a couple games I've played in the past. I've actually tried the Walking Dead games that were kind of like this. I've tried those. I've played Summoner's War. I still play Monster Super League. Um, so if you're an RNG player, you're probably familiar with those. And for me, the whole zombie thing has really kind of run its course, interest wise for me. So, downloading this game was I just kind of wanted to try it out because I saw the pictures on the Google Play Store, and I thought, wow, that looks really kind of cool. Um, and I really do like the overall polish of this game. The characters look really nice as far as a mobile game's concerned. I think the character sprites look pretty good for a mobile game. And just the overall, just the way the game looks, I like. But you pretty much just start the game out and you start unlocking all the rooms in this house. And of course, they all have different functions. They give you the different resources that you collect. Like you can see here at the top, you've got the water, food, you've got medic, like first aid kits, you've got ammo. But then you also have supplies, and then you have the actual real money currency, which is the diamonds. But what I really kind of caught on to this game is here in the lobby. This is where you go to like summon the survivors, or what they call in this game, you search for survivors, which is pretty much like the summoning in other games. And you actually use resources to do this, which is I think really cool. Where in most games it would be, your diamonds or your actual real world currency that you'd use. So I really like this. If you grind away enough at the game, you can do a lot of summoning, which I like. And right off the bat, they start giving you rewards for your first week of play. And immediately, they gave me my first 4-star survivor, which is McKay. Um, and then when you complete enough of the missions, they actually even give you the materials you need to awaken her. So right off the bat, they give you something that you can actually start building your team with, which I think is really cool. And she's got some really good skills. I'm not going to go into like the details of the strategy in this game. If you've played games like this, you know that each monster you collect will have certain skills, and that they're valuable depending on what their skills are, and you try to build a team that really cooperates well together. And I think she's one of them. She's pretty fast. She's got AOE attacks and things like that. Um, You also, this really puts me in mind of Summoner Wars a lot because of, in Summoner's War, you've got the runes, and in Monster Super League, you've got the gems. And in this one, it's a lot more like the runes in Summoner's War, but you've got mods. I'm not really, I don't understand. They kind of just look like little memory chips, and I guess maybe these people have inserts in their skulls or something that you're putting this in. At first, I kind of thought it was like their weapons, that maybe you're putting them in their weapons, but they've kind of got like the DNA strand there. So, I'm not quite sure what the story is on that. And they didn't really explain it a whole lot in the tutorial, but maybe later on it'll make sense. But it all pretty much, you've got your all your different sets. A lot like Summoner's War. Like this is a strike is a 2 set that gives you a, I think, plus 15 on critical rate, I think it was. Yeah, so it's a 2 set, and you complete the set, you get 12% to crit rate. So I like that kind of stuff. So this is, probably going to be one of those really grindy games where you grind away at levels to get the mods you want. And then as far as the map's concerned, you've got all your stages just like you do in a lot of RNG games. And of course you do have arena, so that works a lot, pretty much the same as other games. So you've got your stages here. You can see the prologue there. You've got the commercial district. You can see I've only unlocked up till the commercial district because, well, actually Lakeside. I'm getting ready to start Lakeside there. But this game, progresses pretty much the way you'd think. And since I've played other RNG games, I know how grindy it is. So with the characters that I like right now, with the team I like, I've kind of just been grinding away at the levels I have to bring up their levels. And then down here you've got challenge mode, which challenge mode is kind of just another kind of dungeon type place. Like in a lot of RNG games, they call them dungeons, where you go to grind away and get, like you see here, the supermarkets where you're going to get your mods. And the higher up you get, the better the mods are that you get. Then you've got the secret base, which must be even better mods. And then you've got the laboratory, because you also need, like this is where you can get the books you need, the training books and mods that you need to like awaken your survivors. So this is I kind of just another word for it is dungeons, but they call it challenge mode in this game. I'm not sure what the Revenant. I think this is where you can go to. Well, I'm not really sure what that is. I haven't actually explored that yet. But so far, I'm liking the game. I like the polish. If there's any of the creators or people working on this game that are looking at YouTube for input, there are a couple things I'd like to suggest for this game. The English kind of needs some work. There's been some misspelling. Like some of the characters were just saying hello, and there was only one L in hello. And then you've also got just some of the grammar isn't quite correct. Like some of the things they say doesn't quite make sense. So that could use some work. Not a huge thing, but can deter some people from playing a game if it annoys them enough. Like a lot of your grammar police would probably not be able to stand it. I would also like to see the option to turn off the voiceovers for the characters. Now, the voiceovers aren't bad. I'm not saying that. It's actually pretty good. But I think that, if you're somebody that's really going to stick with a game and play it till like level 50, I could see those voiceovers getting really annoying. Again, you could just turn the sound off, but I sometimes like the sound. So I'd probably like to see an option just to turn off the voiceovers and not so much all the sound. I'd also, one other thing I'd really like to see would be the option to auto run like a level like 10 to 20 times. With this being an RNG game, and you know that it's going to be really grindy, and you're going to be replaying levels to get those mods that you want, because of the RNG. unless you're somebody that can really sit on top of your phone and just keep hitting that replay button, you know, I'm a mom of a 1 year old. I don't have time to always sit on top of my phone and just keep hitting that button. I find that very, it makes the grinding even worse than it already is. Um, One of the reasons I've stuck with like Monster Super League for so long is because they do have that option. Sorry, they do have that option for that auto run like 20 times, and it makes it so much better. I mean, you're still spending the time doing it, but it just makes it more pleasant. I mean, you already have to invest so much physical time in the grinding. Why not make it more pleasant for your players and let them just hit that auto run, and then you just kind of check on your phone every so often. That's great for people like me that don't have time to sit and, completely grind away at the levels, like maybe some really competitive players can. Because then that way I can hit that, and then I can be feeding my son or playing with him or something like that. But yet, my team's like gaining experience and gaining those mods that I need to get competitive. So that's really something I'd like to maybe see them add to this, because I could definitely see me investing a lot of time in this game, especially if they add that, because that's just, I don't think it's breaking the game. I think it's just adding convenience to your players, giving them that option to select that. Now, if somebody doesn't like that feature, they don't have to select it. But I'd really like to see that. But if anybody's interested to see on kind of like how the battling goes, I probably should show that since this is kind of my review of the game. So we'll just go to a level here. Hit continue. And you just kind of select your team. These are some of my lower level survivors. I've been trying to just kind of level them up some, even though I'm not sure I'm going to use them all just yet. I'm just kind of doing it just to kind of get a solid base built in my collection. So this is kind of what it looks like. I think for a mobile game it looks really good. I really like the backgrounds. I think they're done really well. You see down here at the option, you can see this level only has one stage. You can speed up the fighting, which I do quite often, so I've got it ×3, and you can just hit that auto button. So already you've got some of that autoing ability for some of the grinding. But I would like to just see like an option for that auto run. I mean, even if it's only 10 times, that would be fine. Because see, that was just, one stage. So now already, just like 2 seconds later, I leveled up. Cool. I'm already having to hit that, like, rerun button. So that gets kind of annoying, having to constantly hit that. I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't stick with Summoner's War for that long. But that's kind of how the battling goes. Pretty similar to a lot of the RNG games. And sorry, I probably should have shown kind of how the abilities work, since I'm kind of doing an overall look. I didn't really want to make this a really long video, but if I'm going to do a review, I should try to, talk about as much stuff as possible. So as far as the abilities, you might have seen in the lower right-hand corner of the fighting screen, you see them there. So let's shut auto off. They're going to attack. Okay, so see here, you can see their abilities, and by holding down on it, you can actually read what those do. Now, just hitting these doesn't make them attack, so you can hold down on it and read, how they work, and then it actually shows you on what monsters it's more effective for. So that kind of really puts you in mind of Summoner's War. It kind of gives you a heads up that, hey, that's going to be really strong on this first guy, so then you just tap on the guy that you want to use that attack on. So same thing with all of them. So if you like doing it manually, you can. You don't have to auto it. But I think most people, when they're grinding away at a level, they just, turn it on auto. And you have to tap the screen to get like your mods that you collected up. So, it's a cool game. And like I mentioned, there's just a couple of those things I'd like to see them add to it, which I hope they do. But and one big bonus to this game is, here I've only been playing this. This is my third day of playing it. I'm level 12 now. And immediately, they reward you for your first week of playing and immediately give you a 4-star that you can immediately start building a team with. And I think that's awesome because if you're going to keep players in a game, if they're playing for months and months and months and only have like 2 and 3 stars to work with, I think they're going to get really discouraged and they'll stop playing because you need better players to actually build good teams with. So if you kind of give them that give the players something to work with, I think they're going to stick around a little bit longer. So I do like that. And then today, I don't know what unlocked this, but I checked my inventory and immediately had this, and there was like 4 of them, maybe 5 of them. Immediately, these tickets for 3 to 5 star survivors, and that's really awesome. So I think that's really cool. If you give your players something to work with, I think they'll stick around a little bit longer. Don't make your 4 and 5 stars so unattainable that somebody plays for a year and never even has a chance to get one, really. So far, I'm really liking it. I think it's kind of addictive. If you like RNG games, give it a try. It's got really good polish on this game, and it's got everything that you can want in an RNG. It's got alliances, there's alliance battles, things like that. So definitely check it out. Let me know if you kind of like this video or if you want to see more of this game. I'm thinking about maybe recording some gameplay later on to see the strategy and stuff. So if you like it, let me know. And maybe this will become a normal thing. So, but anyway, definitely check it out. This is called City of the Undead.